Hello ladies and gentlemen, my name is Mengs, and today I bring you a very exciting video about a potential Fire Emblem leak that completely went under my radar, and I think it went under a lot of people's radars because I haven't seen a lot of people talk about this. But on the 19th of December, a user by the name of Marco Maro made a tweet about some plans for 2022, and on here are a bunch of games that we know about some of them, but some of these are definitely new as well. And on this list is none other than Fire Emblem Echoes. Now, who is this guy and why should we believe him? Well, to be honest, I don't know much about this user, I just know that he's predicted a bunch of things correctly. Here is a small clip of the YouTuber Switchforce talking about a list of games that Marco Maro has successfully predicted in the past.
But somehow, back in 2020, Marco Maro called a ton of 2021 releases. He called WarioWare, he called Famicom Detective Club, he called a new Pikmin game, he called 2D Metroid, he called Advance Wars, he called Kirby Open World, and way back then he was talking about a new Donkey Kong game which picked up a lot of steam amongst the insiders in 2021. I mean, that's a pretty good list, and he got all of them right.
So, in my opinion, there are two things that can be true here. Either Marco Maro is just a guy that does a lot of predictions, and because he does so many of them, he will accidentally get some of them right. And he may just be very good at recognizing trends and patterns, and thus he's just been able to get a lot of predictions right. Or this is someone with a bit of an inside source at Nintendo itself. Maybe he has someone that he talks with on a regular basis that gives him little hints and tips about upcoming games in development. And if this is the case, then it turns out that we are actually getting a Fire Emblem Echoes game in 2022. And you may remember, but I predicted this as early as the 2nd of February 2020. So the next remake that I believe will come out for the Switch is right behind my bald head. That's right, I think that they are going to do a Tellius remake. Not what I expected, but the leaks that I have gotten confirms this, and I'm going to show you why. If you want to watch the whole video, the link is in the video description. I'm not just going to repeat all my points from that one, but I will say that a little while back, I actually kind of made a new prediction. I thought maybe they would capitalize on the hype from Three Houses and make a sequel or a prequel to that game. But looking at this tweet from Marco Maro, I kind of think that they may be going back to the Path of Radiance remake again. And there are several reasons why I think this is the case, aside from the leaks themselves. If you look at Heroes and all the Tellius banners they've been posting recently, I think that they are doing this very intentionally because a remake of Path of Radiance is coming down the line. I think that by releasing a lot of Tellius banners and Heroes, they are familiarizing all the people with the different characters, and I think that's a good marketing strategy. I definitely think there is some communication between Intelligent Systems and the Fire Emblem Heroes development team on what heroes they release, depending on what games are coming up. Most of the time, they do tend to release the characters after the games drop, but looking at all the Tellius banners we've gotten lately, they definitely have some plans for the Tellius saga. I definitely think that's the case. We also now know for sure that there was a cancelled Fire Emblem remake for the 3DS that they decided to scrap, and I very much believe that this was either a Fire Emblem 6 remake or a Path of Radiance remake, and I don't think they actually scrapped it. I think they just moved it over to another platform.
I know there was another Fire Emblem remake in the works for 3DS, and that was one of the things that they shuttered. So maybe that's one of the things they do bring forward in the future.
There also was a big Fire Emblem con that was sadly cancelled due to the pandemic, and on this con, Greg Chun, the voice actor of Ike, was actually scheduled to host the event. And I actually think that they were planning to announce the 3DS remake of Path of Radiance on this con, but again, it got scrapped, and so I think they decided to push it forward and release it on the Switch instead, a much more popular console. I've also made a video in the past titled What I Want in a Path of Radiance remake, where I talk about a bunch of different features and things I would like added to such a game, so you can check that out in the video description if you want to. I think it's a video that might become relevant pretty soon if we're getting a release. Now, I could also be completely wrong, obviously. This Fire Emblem Echoes release could be of another game. It could be a remake of Genealogy of the Holy War. It could be a remake of The Binding Blade. They have hinted that they would be very interested in doing such a remake, so that's definitely something that could happen. Or they might completely surprise us and release a remake of Blazing Sword or Sacred Stones. I mean, no one predicted that they would remake Gaiden, but they did, so they might completely take us by surprise here and remake a game that none of us would expect. Either way, I think it's going to be a lot of fun. I do enjoy Fire Emblem Remakes. You know, they give us a chance to go back and experience the classics, and it brings a lot of new fans into these older games, and I do think that there's a lot of good older Fire Emblem games, so I'm happy every time they get any attention or recognition at all. So what are my predictions for any possible release dates? Well, I think if we're lucky, we'll get some teaser trailers this spring and maybe an eventual release in the summer of 2022. Or if we are very unlucky, we might start to see the first teaser trailers pop up this summer, maybe during autumn, and then maybe we'll get a Christmas release, like December 2022. That would be like the worst case scenario in my opinion. I really hope we're gonna get a summer release. 2021 has been a very slow year for Fire Emblem as a whole, and I think people are really starting to crave something new. So if we could get the teaser trailer early in 2022, I think that would be extremely cool. Personally, I think it's gonna be a Path of Radiance remake, but honestly, it could go in any which direction. And of course, you know, we also have to face the possibility that Marco Maro is not necessarily someone with inside information. He could just be throwing a bunch of predictions around and getting them right sometimes. So just because he's saying that Fire Emblem Echoes will be released in 2022 doesn't mean that that might actually happen. Personally, I know that I'm setting myself up for a lot of disappointment by making such bold predictions, but that's life, you know? You gotta have some fun, you know? I like making predictions, so let's see if they will come true or if we all will be terribly disappointed. So this is where I ask you guys in the comment section, what do you guys think? Do you think we're getting a Path of Radiance remake? Do you think we're getting any remake? Or do you think this guy is full of crap? Let me know about it in the comment section below. And you can sure bet that as soon as there are any official news dropped about this, I will cover it on my channel immediately. So yeah, ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for watching. Like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you guys very soon. Bye-bye.